本日はテンプル大学ジャパンキャンパス2012年度卒業式においでいただきまして誠にありがとうございます。まもなく開始となりますので、お席にお着きになってお待ちくださいませ。音楽が始まりますと、まず本学の総長と学長、教授、理事、そして在日米国大使館からのご来賓が入場し、壇上に上がります。その後、大学学部課程の準学士、学士、法学修士、MBA、教育学、英語教授法修士、そして教育学、英語教授法博士の卒業生が続きます。盛大な拍手をもってお迎えください。卒業式の模様は、本学ウェブサイトよりライブ中継、または式後にオンデマンドのビデオでご覧いただけます。ぜひ、本日ご来場いただけなかったご家族、ご友人にお知らせください。なお、式の間、携帯電話の電源はお切りいただけますようお願い申し上げます。また、お手元の避難経路をご覧いただき、地震、火災発生時には、ホテル係員の指示に従ってください。では、開始まで今しばらくお待ちくださいませ。May I please have your attention? The Temple University Japan campus, Commencement 2012 will begin shortly. Please be seated and make sure to turn off your cellular phones. The procession will begin with faculty members and honored guests, followed by Associate of Arts degree candidates, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Business Administration, and Bachelor of Science in International Business Studies degree candidates, and graduate degree candidates. This year, we are broadcasting the graduation ceremony live online. On-demand viewing will be on the TUJ website after the ceremony. Please pass this information on to graduates' family and friends who are not able to attend the ceremony today. Please familiarize yourself with the evacuation map included with your program. Please follow instructions given by the hotel staff if any emergency occurs. Thank you.
Good afternoon and welcome to the continuation of the 125th Commencement of Temple University. Let me be the first to say congratulations. You have studied hard and made many sacrifices in order to achieve your academic goals. Today is your day, and we are here to recognize and celebrate your accomplishments. So please take this opportunity to reflect on your achievements. This ceremony is for you, but I also want to congratulate TUJ as an institution, because this ceremony kicks off our 30th anniversary celebrations as well. This is the continuation of the 125th commencement of Temple University, which started in Philadelphia on May 10th, when over 8,500 graduates received their degrees. It continues here today in Tokyo with 227 receiving their degrees. To help get us all in the Temple graduation spirit, here is a brief video with highlights from the main campus ceremony.
Of Temple University's 125th annual commencement exercises. This year's graduating class numbers more than 8,500 students, the largest graduating class in Temple's history. As we grow from children to adults, and I would add continuously as adults, we are all called to join in a dance whose steps we must learn along the way. Ladies and gentlemen of the class of 2012, the dance floor is open and they are playing our song. A special group of graduates will gather nearly 7,000 miles from here on June 3rd as Temple University Japan celebrates its commencement in Tokyo. Yeah. Our tradition is to send each graduate at Temple University Japan to be shared on that occasion. So I need your help. Please join me in continuing that wonderful tradition by repeating after me. Konnichiwa, Japan University. Konnichiwa, graduates. Thank you so much. Tremendous. We have now come to the part of our program where we confer the degrees in course and salute each school en masse.
Will the candidates for degrees of Bachelor of Music, Bachelor of Science, and Bachelor of Fine Arts please rise?
Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering,
Doctor of Pharmacy,
Bachelor of Arts,
Doctor of Education,
Bachelor of Science in Nursing,
Bachelor of Science in Engineering,
and Bachelor of Social Work, please rise.
please join in singing our alma mater, led by Trevor Patrick James.
onward with smile.
Today, it's with great pride and a bit of sadness that I introduce today's first speaker. As in years past, President Hart has traveled to Tokyo to participate in our graduation and recognize your achievements. I congratulate President Hart on being selected to take on the new challenges at the University of Arizona. They are lucky to be getting such an accomplished and successful leader. President Hart assumed her current position in July 2006, arriving at Temple after a distinguished career that included serving as the president of the University of New Hampshire and provost of Claremont University. It has been my pleasure to work with President Hart over the past 4.5 years. President Hart stood by us and supported TUJ through our most challenging days. Temple University Japan could not have hoped for a stronger ally in Philadelphia. She will be greatly missed, and we wish her and her husband, Randy, the best of luck. Please join me in giving President Hart a warm and enthusiastic welcome back to TUJ.
It is so wonderful to see you all here. Thank you, Dean Stronach. And I know that the graduates who are gathered here this afternoon have probably experienced a most extraordinary higher education experience. And not only have you worked very hard, but you have proven yourselves with great staying power. I am so pleased to represent and bring the greetings of the Board of Trustees and all of your fellow students on the main campus of Temple University. As you saw in the video, we had a delightful celebration 3 weeks ago, and this konnichiwa is sincerely felt. What I regret is that in the video, you can't hear the entire Liakoris Center echoing with the enthusiastic greetings of everyone from Philadelphia. It doesn't really play on the video the way it plays in the Liakoris Center. So I want you to feel that excitement and those congratulations. It is such a pleasure to be here for your celebration. Today's event may be smaller, but it is certainly no less enthusiastic. And we're going to work hard to get everybody kind of in the spirit. You were all kind of quiet at the beginning of the ceremony, and we know that we want to be dignified, but we also want to emphasize that we're very proud of you, and this is a celebration. So we want to make sure that you celebrate. Temple University has nearly 300,000 living alumni, living and working in over 160 countries around the world. We want you to know that, like those alumni, you all hold Temple University degrees. And I am delighted to welcome you to this truly international and vibrant community. Welcome, new graduates. We're going to get you there through the course of this celebration, but let me be the very first to congratulate you and welcome now enthusiastically. Welcome. That's the spirit. Now, I know that the members of your faculty are also extremely proud of you. The world-class education that you have received here at Temple University, Japan, has been made possible through their efforts. And as Dean Stronach pointed out, especially 15, 16 months ago, the faculty really stood by this class and stepped up, many of them basically redesigning their courses to make sure that everyone would be able to complete their coursework. So I want you to join me in taking a moment to thank the faculty and staff and Dean Stronach for all they have done to help to get you to this day. You also represent the commitment of a nation. And we hope that you will think about what Dean Stronach said about this being our 30th anniversary. 30 years ago, Temple became the first American university to recognize the importance of collaborating with the Japanese government in providing exceptional educational programs here in Japan in the American style. As you have noted, and many of you have seen this happen over the years, other foreign institutions follow Temple, but only Temple has maintained its presence in Japan uninterrupted for 30 years. Today, Temple University Japan is our preeminent international program at Temple, attracting students from more than 60 nations to the undergraduate and graduate and first professional degree programs every year. As we celebrate the achievements of our graduates today, we remember the extraordinary challenges Japan has faced arising from the Great East Japan earthquake of 2011. This graduation ceremony is all the more remarkable because these graduates had their studies interrupted, as I mentioned earlier. Now, it may have seemed like a brief time when you look back, but it didn't feel like a brief time at the moment. Even as Temple mobilized its efforts following the earthquake to ensure the immediate safety of our students and staff on the TUJ campus and to make arrangements for the resumption of classes, we felt the broader impact of this devastating natural disaster on so many in Japan with whom we share treasured friendships. From that very first day, I want you to know that Temple's commitment to the Japanese people never faltered. In fact, it became stronger day by day. And you probably didn't know this, but Temple University Japan and the resolution that you were all showing to keep your education going was one of the most common news stories in the United States about higher education. And we feel that we have maybe succeeded in our commitment to instill in all of our students the values and understanding that will make you truly international citizens and leaders of our global growth and shared prosperity. This commitment that you have all shown will not waver in the face of natural disasters, economic downturns, or international strife, because history teaches us that education is the single most important investment we can make to ensure that the future holds promise for all of us, for every man, woman, and child. Graduates, Temple University, your faculty, your family, and your friends, and many, many others have made an investment in you that is coming to fruition today. We know that you will prove us right in our confidence in you and that it is well placed. My hopes for you on this special day, that you may continue to cherish the memories and maintain the many friendships that you have formed here at TUJ, that you devote yourselves to shape the future into a more humane, peaceful, and generous age, that you achieve personal success and happiness for the rest of your days. The work that you have done to earn your Temple degrees is only the beginning of a lifetime of learning, leadership, and achievement. And we know you all know that. But experiencing it will be the joy. I know you will continue to represent Temple University with honor and integrity, and with the same standard of excellence that you have demonstrated in your studies here. I wish you all well in all your endeavors and urge you to remain involved with each other and with TUJ and Temple University in the years ahead. I am honored to share this wonderful day with you. Thank you for letting me join you, and congratulations.
Thank you, President Hart. For our second speaker today, we are privileged to have with us Paul Fitzgerald, Consul General for the United States Embassy. Over the years, TUJ has enjoyed consistent and valuable support from various agencies of the U.S. Embassy. Please show our appreciation by giving Mr. Fitzgerald a great TUJ welcome. Paul?
Well, good afternoon. Continuing in the enthusiasm theme, I know you've all studied hard. I know you're all very proud of yourselves today for the work that you've done. But let me tell you, you all look awfully good today, too. Congratulations on being such a handsome group. So let me thank President Hart and Dean Stornak for giving me the opportunity to speak today. On behalf of Ambassador Roos and everyone at the Embassy, let me congratulate the students of this year's graduating class. As head of consular affairs here in Japan, I have many duties, but one of the most enjoyable parts of the job is, for the second year in a row, offering the salute to the graduating class of Temple University, Japan. Graduation Day is a unique day in your lives, an important rite of passage, full of joy and anticipation for the life you are about to start. You have planned for and worked towards this goal for years, and now here, this afternoon, you've arrived at it. I'd like to give a special salute to the non-traditional students, those who return to school to complete or earn a degree later in life. As part of that group, please let me acknowledge a key member of the embassy community, Community Liaison Officer Scott Clever, who is an MBA graduate here today. Congratulations, Scott. I myself earned a master's degree after being away from the academic scene for quite a while, so I too understand how difficult that can be. It takes a special commitment to return to school after a long hiatus, and your wealth of experience provided your classmates with another invaluable layer of learning. Having a campus from one of America's great universities located in the capital of America's premier Asian ally is one small but illustrative example of the closeness between Japan and the United States. This graduating class perfectly reflects those ties. Your graduating class, like so many before it, will have its challenges and opportunities. The Tohoku earthquake and the multidimensional crises that followed presented an incredible challenge to the people of Japan and for all who care about Japan around the world. Within those challenges can be found opportunities, however, and it will be up to those sitting here today to seize those opportunities and turn last year's tragedy into triumph. Japan sits at a crossroads in its history, and now, more than ever, needs the innovation and vigor of its youth to rebuild itself using the latest tools and technologies available to be ready for the next generation. As President Obama has said, tomorrow's leadership, quote, depends on how we educate our students today, especially in those fields that hold the promise of producing future innovations and innovators. Japan's recovery will occur in a global environment, and the risks and rewards will be shared not just by the Japanese, but also by those who see Japan and a strong Japan as an asset to global growth and security. In short, by people like all of you, it's not an exaggeration to say that the future of Japan is in your hands. Temple has prepared you well for the challenges ahead, and the experiences you have gained through learning in a bicultural environment will pay dividends as you make your way in the global marketplace that awaits you. Your education not only reflects the best of both America and Japan, but also reveals that collaboration across cultures strengthens both. As Secretary of State Hillary Clinton said, quote, Relationships between nations are rooted in relationships between their people. The international friendships and professional connections you have made here may lead to future collaboration to solve the global challenges facing both our countries. I urge you to maintain the international relationships you have made over the last few years, and remember that it is those relationships that will present you with the most exciting opportunities in a globalized future. Again, congratulations to the 2012 Temple University of Japan graduates, and thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Before we recognize this year's Undergraduate Teacher of the Year, I would like to take a moment to recognize the entire faculty. First and foremost, a university is its faculty, and TUJ is no exception. As President Hart referred to, especially in this past year, all of the curricular changes we had to go through in order to compensate for what happened in March 2011. The faculty of this institution really led the way, and indeed, as she stated, they are truly the reason why you are able to be here today and graduate on time. So I am very proud to call you my colleagues. Faculty, please rise to be recognized. That's enough. We don't want to give them too big heads. This year, for the 10th time, we are presenting an Undergraduate Teacher of the Year award. The recipient of this year's award has been selected by the students in a process conducted by the Office of the Associate Dean. I would like, therefore, to ask a new member of our team, Brian Swanlin, Associate Dean for Academic Affairs, to come to the podium to announce the results. Brian?
Students were polled as to who should be designated Teacher of the Year. Students voted from a comprehensive list of all undergraduate teachers who had taught 3 or more courses in the past year. Students were polled in each term of the academic year, with the votes being tabulated for the entire year. In addition to a certificate, the Teacher of the Year award includes a cash prize of 100,000 yen. The very deserving recipient of this year's award is Lee Roser.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to receive this award, although I'm sure it was a close call. There are a number of good educators up on this stage, and I believe we are all united to present our own views of human culture and the human endeavor to help us all become the person we should be. In that sense, take good care of yourselves, and thank you very much.
Congratulations, Lee. I will now call upon some of our outstanding graduates to represent their peers in the graduating class of 2012. First, I am pleased to introduce Yumiko Honda. Yumiko is the mother of 2 and is currently employed at a well-respected juku. Today, Ms. Honda will receive a BA degree. Yumiko?
Thank you, President Ann Hurt Weaver, Dean Bruce Turnock, professors, parents, member of the guests, and TUJ staff, and of course, thank you to the class of 2012. Let me start by saying that I'm so proud to be addressing you today as an undergraduate student of our Temple University Japan campus. Most of us were looking for this moment. You studied so hard. Your diploma is about to be in your hands. You're free to do what you like from now. Job hunting. 就職活動、就活。This was the only word that I heard every single day among TUJ students throughout my university life, except professors. Students were so serious, both freshmen and seniors, serious about their future. But only today. Today is your day. Let's stop worrying about your future only today. Tomorrow, you will have plenty of time to think about that. Several weeks ago, I discussed with my friend in TUJ about what the word temple means. My friend said, temple is a place of students for all nations who are interested in learning, not for people who are interested in selling and buying. His words made me bring back to the past lecture at the academic English program. One of my professors, Tim Doe, taught me using the wonderful article written by Neil Postman. There are two kinds of people. There are two kinds of our ancestors. One was the Athenians. The other was the Visigoths. Of course, they are not our biological ancestors, but spiritual ancestors. The first group of people lived about 2,500 years ago in a city called Athens in Greece. They developed the first complete alphabet system. This means they became the first literate persons in the world. They developed the artistic ideal symmetria, as well as the philosophical ideas such as logic, rhetoric, and democracy. They planted the seed of science. They composed epic poems of beauty and insight, and performed plays. Order and chaos. The tension between order and chaos persisted in Athens. Artists, writers, and philosophers struggled with a common question. But they believe in beauty. They believe in moderation. They believe in harmony. Around 2,000 years ago, their culture declined. These people began to disappear. However, we can see now their accomplishments, such as in art, politics, plays, literature, science, and language. The second group, the Visigoths, live in Germany about 1700 years ago. They had good horse riding skills, but were ruthless and brutal marauders. They swept down the countries of Europe, destroying everything in their path, destroying buildings and burning books and works of art. Their artistic designs seem confusing and being grotesque to us. Their language lacked subtlety and depth. They did not invent logic, science, and humane politics. Simply, they are fortune seekers. Let me go back to the beginning. These two groups were our spiritual ancestors. Both Athenians and Visigoths still survive in our mind. Some people reflect on the way of the Athenians. Others take the way of Visigoths. A modern Visigoth is interested in only his own affairs. You, in this hall, studied at Temple University, received an excellent education developed by the Athenians. We inherit their ideas and beliefs from the Athenians. Life doesn't have a script, but we can choose the proper way of living, like the Athenians. You will scatter around the world from now. Some will continue studies on a postgraduate level. Others will rush to find your work. Some of us will go traveling and be busy to upload their photos on a Facebook account. Some will require time to think. But when university studies is over, it's time to create our own lives. Although winding and different our life path will be, we are all graduate of one university and share a common concept of our university knowledge and spirituality. Our university gave us an opportunity to acquire excellent academic training, balance our personal priorities, and feel free to choose our path. But think about your choice. I believe here in this ceremony is one of the great collections of intellectual talent in the world, like Athenians. Today, we are all Athenians. Thank you.
Thank you, Yumiko. Our second student speaker today is Hiroshi Yamashita. Mr. Yamashita is currently employed by Fuji Television doing licensing management and contract negotiation with both domestic and international broadcasters. Today, Mr. Yamashita will receive an LLM degree. Hiroshi?
Yes. Thank you for your kind introduction. It is an honor to speak with you today. Thank you to the trustees, administration, and faculty of the Temple University. And arigatou gozaimasu to my friends, and family, and fellow graduates. So, no more casebook to torture us, and no more blue books to make us sweat. We really no longer have to run to the class after work. We have made it after all these hardships. It's over. So today, I want to share 3 stories about my studies in the Temple Law School. During my time, my first story is how do you survive an earthquake? My next story is what I learned in the law school. And my last story is about why I love my dog. So, first of all, how do you survive an earthquake? I did survive by following 3 tips. First, I take my emotions out. Probably I'm dumb enough to ignore the gravity of the situation. When something happens, I exclude my various emotions, such as fears, anger, sorrow, or anything like which it crowd issue. These emotions do not help me at all. Rather, they make things worse. So, the second survival tip is that probably once I decide what I will do, I will just do it as I decided. Success or failure, death or life, it's kind of between the problem between God and me. We don't know anything for sure until the result comes in. So until then, I stick with my plan, regardless of whatever happens. My last survival tip for surviving an earthquake is that I always have had a fight in myself. This is a cliche, you know. But it is important for me when I face difficult tasks. Even if it seems so difficult to get over something, or even if somebody tells me that I can't do something, I don't give up easily. I'm not particularly religious man, but I always have had a little fight in myself. Eventually, this fight usually leads me to the place I want to be. Sometimes path is not clear, but it makes me step out, and at least being moved to the forward. If you ever have an earthquake in your life, I hope these tips will help you. Next, I will talk about what I learned in the law school. I believe the law school coursework is extremely demanding. In addition to this tough coursework, we had a limited time, limited resource compared to the main campus program. And 3 hours long session in the evening after work. Meanwhile, our tasks for our family, a pet, or other responsibility had to be taken care of. I'm still tired just thinking about it. Our strength, though, is that we completed our entire school requirement without skipping our daily jobs and tasks at work, at home. These difficulties could break us, or they could help us discover who we really are. Well, we are here. And we have just proved who we really are. I believe this is one reason we can distinguish ourselves from the graduates of other LLM programs. Let us take pride in our accomplishments at Temple Japan. All of us made a difference. So I want to thank Temple Law for welcoming me as a disabled student. It was not easy for them to arrange my accommodation in Japan, and a lot of Japanese universities still can't provide this level of support. My special gratitude to those who patiently supported me, Minru, Professor McCarthy, Professor Sakata, and many others. My last story today is about why I love my dog. We graduate here today, didn't accomplish what we have accomplished without the help and sacrifice of others, colleagues at work, fellow students, and family, or even pet. My family is small. It's just me and my dog. His name is Baraski, a French bulldog. Even he was very, very supportive of my studies. He really eased my stress during the program. I spent so much time speaking with him. In fact, I think he will soon take by exam also. So thank you to the old friends, colleagues, and family who allowed us to be here today. And thank you to Baraski, who used to wait for me patiently and hungrily until 10:30 p.m. when I had a class. So, fellow graduates, let's give them all a big round of applause. During my final exam, I was so surprised to find fact pattern out of Jack Kerouac on the road. So, I'd like to close today with a quote from Kerouac on the road. What is the feeling? What is the feeling when you're driving away from people till you see the specks dispersing? It's the two huge worlds bounding us, and it's goodbye. But we lean forward to the next crazy venture beneath the sky. So, not only all of my fellow LM graduates, but all graduates here today, make sure you lean forward to your next crazy venture beneath the sky. And may you find much happiness and success on your travel. Good luck to those who take bar exam. Thank you.
Thank you, Hiroshi. Next, I'm pleased to introduce Julie Newton, who today is receiving a Master in Business Administration. She currently works as an FX option pricer, and someday she's going to have to explain to me what that means, for Asia Pacific at GFI Securities. Julie?
Thank you. I will be happy to explain that to you when I figure out myself what that is supposed to mean. It is my pleasure to be speaking on behalf of the fellow MBA graduates today. 3 letters. With a quick glance, the only change most people see in us is the MBA we now get to write after our names. A slightly longer glance reveals a group of people who are a little pale from Saturdays spent in a classroom, with a little less disposable income, a few pounds heavier, and exhibiting the telltale signs of near constant sleep deprivation. Look a little more closely. We are a group of people who can, of course, do all the things you'd expect from an MBA. We can overcomplicate problems. We can create business jargon and acronyms at the drop of a hat. And of course, we can create PowerPoint presentations in our sleep, complete with undecipherable diagrams. We are a group of people who have done all the things you'd expect from an MBA. We have read textbooks and academic journals, sat through never-ending lectures, and analyzed Harvard Business Review case studies until we can't see straight. We have pulled all-nighters, mainlined caffeine, and regretted ever setting ourselves along this path. Now I encourage all of you to really look. Before you sits a group of people who have changed in ways we never could have anticipated. A group of people whose most valuable lessons were learned from each other. Expressions like, "Can you elaborate on that?" "It depends," and the very direct, "Can we just move on?" will definitely be useful. But friendships, cultural awareness, and fearless pursuit of improvement, those are the real lessons. In the midst of natural disasters, political upheaval, and the knocks that life tends to deliver, we could always count on each other. With professional backgrounds ranging from the public sector to finance, engineering to consulting, and cultural backgrounds ranging from the US to Japan, India to Belgium, Australia to Spain, we have become aware of the benefits of multiple perspectives on any problem. Surrounded by people pursuing knowledge for its own inherent benefit instead of for some immediate monetary reward, we gave each other the wherewithal to handle those who simply didn't understand what we were doing. We leaned on each other. We grew together. We created lifelong bonds with like-minded individuals. In short, we changed our lives. Look around the rest of the room. Here you will see the people who made this journey possible. Our families who taught us the value of education from an early age. Our friends who understood when we canceled plans for the third time in a single week. Our colleagues who covered for us when we had to take a day off to study. Our professors who passed on their knowledge and experience. Our MBA program staff who welcomed suggestions, mediated problems, and generally looked out for us along the way. Our Temple University Japan administration who created an environment where the Fox School of Business could thrive. And of course, our leadership in the Temple University main campus who for the last 30 years have committed themselves to providing quality education in Japan. To all of you, a heartfelt thanks. To my fellow MBA graduates, we have reached the end of our journey together. But I would like to leave you with this one thought from a member of our class. After you've climbed a mountain, you never tell stories about the descent. The stories that you tell are about the shared struggle to get to the top. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie. The final student speaker, Virginia Kita, represents the Graduate College of Education and today is receiving a master's degree in education. Ms. Kita currently teaches English at a Japanese middle school. Virginia?
Thank you. Good afternoon. Before I begin, I would like to extend congratulations to all the graduates in all the programs. It is truly an honor to be among you. I am grateful for this opportunity to speak on behalf of the graduates of the College of Education. We come from a variety of backgrounds and of different motivations for attending TUJ. Although the paths that have led us here and the paths we will take from here forward are quite different, we have all arrived at the same intersection today. We have forged a common bond at TUJ. From our first classes, to the final comprehensive exams, we have worked together towards the goal of graduation. We certainly gained knowledge of teaching techniques and ideas from our professors. However, we also learned from each other. Many times, after hearing about what a classmate was doing in their classes, I was able to take those same activities and adapt them to my own students. It was also my classmates who told me where I could get really good burritos and a free drink. One even drew me a map of how to get there. And it was a classmate who cleared up my confusion after I unsuccessfully tried to get a free drink at the kebab place by showing my student ID. It's true. We have been given the opportunity to develop professionally in the programs of Applied Linguistics and TESOL. TESOL, by the way, is teaching English to speakers of other languages. In addition to sharing our ideas in the classroom, these programs encouraged us to publish and present our work to a wider audience. We have all invested valuable time in these programs. It is time we could have spent with our families, at work, or in many other ways. Sacrifices have been made. It is said that with great sacrifices come great rewards. Today is a day of rewards for each of us and for many others in our lives. Some of us will go on to teach in new situations. Some will continue where we are. Some will focus on scholarly research and publications. Some will use the skills they have learned at TUJ in other fields. No matter what we do in the future, we will always carry with us what we have learned at TUJ. I would like to thank the faculty, administration, and staff for all you have done to make today possible. I would also like to thank my classmates, and on their behalf, all of the family, friends, and supporters who have contributed to our success at TUJ. Without all of you, we would not be here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Virginia. And now, we will confer the Temple University degrees earned by our students. We begin with President Hart, conferring degrees to all graduates, followed by the presentation of diplomas by degree. Will the candidates for all degrees please rise?
That means you.
President Hart, these candidates have successfully completed all requirements for the degree for which they stand.
By the authority vested in me, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the respective degree you have earned, with all the rights, honors, and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Please be seated. We will now present diplomas by degree. All of our graduates today will be introduced by Assistant Dean for Academic Affairs, Jonathan Nelson Wu. We will begin by the awarding of the diplomas to the Associate Arts graduates. Brian Swanlin, Associate Dean for Academic Affairs, will present the diplomas.
Associate of Arts graduates, please rise. As I call your names, please come forward to receive your diplomas. Waka Izumi. Risa Iwasaki. Moe Ota. Mika Koike. Rihan Kimura.
We will now present diplomas to the bachelor degree graduates. Again, the diplomas will be presented by Dean Swami.
Bachelor degree graduates, please rise. As I call your names, please come forward to receive your diplomas. Yumiko Honda. Nina Oiki. Gray A. Geppert. Eiji Shimbara. Ivan Chikit Kwong. Wei Ian Fon. Sujit George. Kingsley Eze Unwa E Hiulo. Akinari Hattori. Yuhei Wada. Maiku Murakami. Yuki Senaga. Tomohiro Shimizu. Kaoru Fujita. Shoko Kajiwara. Satsuki Motojima. Graduating cum laude, Yasuhiro Imagawa. Graduating cum laude, Naho Kaneoya. Alan Clayton Williams. Paul A. Chandler. Kyungmin Park. Graduating cum laude, Dina Chorich. Rie Fernandez Komatsu. Asuka Hosokawa. Jefferson Huang. Misa Saito. Yuri Kian. Stacy J. Schaefer. Raymond Elaine Malone. Sophia Barbara Ruhr. Emi Sakuyama. Daniel Takuo Hayashi. Harry Kao Win. Kyle Kazuo Maki. Hirono Takigawa. Haruka Ikeda. Karen Su. Graduating cum laude, Nami Miyahara. James Luis Moreno. Duygu Öztürk. Jordan Shenghong Chen. Kei Dobashi. Tatsuru Tomoyose. Mark Lee Roby. Jun Watanabe. Ken Ken Koshibe. Byung-Yil Kang. Chunlan Kitayama. Ayako Iwatani. Erika Taruta. Graduating cum laude, Yi Lei Xiang. Takuya Kawamura. Takafumi Mamiya. Scott Stephen Taraborelli. Stephen Thomas Burke. Shunyin Choi. Graduating magna cum laude, Jennifer Yuen Lan Chao. Yukari Kubo. Graduating cum laude, Kazumi Kusura. Graduating magna cum laude, Virginia Silak Chan. Clarice Ortiz Arceo. Sana Sisi Ketranji. Honor Iseri. Cyrus Beladi. Nao Umeda. Kaori Suzuki. Eriko Taida. Thomas Joseph Reedy. Joshua Afurong Vida. Kenta Shibasaki. Henry Valentine Wong. Monica Nueva Tandung. Graduating cum laude, Bene Batar. Shotaro Taguchi. Hikaru Ishiwata. Jonathan Kazuhiro Kishi. Koji Nakagawa. Harris Lawrence Friedman. Graduating cum laude, Ashley Nicole Bailey. Corey Raymond Mansour. Yusuke Kamiike. Jennifer E.C. Wu. Hananosuke Ikegaya. Graduating cum laude, Osamu Kazato. Suna Kim. Yui Yoshida. Erina Isono. Motoko Iwasaki. Yuko Watanabe. Norie Kuriyama. Rina Takahashi. Runa Ryuzaki. Ryan Anthony Faw.
I would now like to award diplomas to the Master of Law graduates. Finbar McCarthy, Director of the Law Program, will present the diplomas to the Master of Law graduates.
Master of Law graduates, please rise. As I call your names, please come forward to receive your diplomas. Hiroshi Yamashita. Yoshiyuki Inoue. Grace Lord. Tomoko Mizuno. Yoko Yamada. Atsushi Tajima. Mariko Kogo. Miho Ito. Daniel Poling Wong. Fumika Ito. Emi Muramatsu.
We will now present diplomas to the Master of Business Administration graduates. Mikiya Mori, Director of the MBA program, will present the diplomas.
Master of Business Administration graduates, please rise. As I call your names, please come forward to receive your diplomas. Julie Newton. Eriko Kawabe. Janwa Ganawan. Thomas Scott Clever. Alberto Estevez Ayege. Raul Chandrakant Pawar. Jan Peter Albert Teisebart.
We will now present diplomas to the Master of Science in Education graduates. David Begler, Academic Coordinator of the Graduate Education Program, will present the diplomas.
Dean Stronach, I'd like to pause for just a moment to salute a group of graduates who have traveled a very long distance today, and that's the graduates from TUJ Osaka. TUJ Osaka graduates, will you please rise to be recognized? And now will all the other Master of Science in Education graduates please rise? Jonathan?
As I call your names, please come forward to receive your diplomas. Virginia Kita. Mika Kurita Nelson. Tanya L. Erdely. Kanako Kunimatsu. Maureen Lee. Naomi Yonekawa. Aaron Jennings James. Robbie Allen Coffey. Gareth Eggy. Kevin Masanori Koki. Daniel Lee Beck. David Gregory Truxall. Neil James Jackson. Aaron Wade Elliott. Matthew J. McLaughlin. Roger Michael McCormick. Yukari Ogihara. Ayako Yokogawa. Misako Yamaguchi. Yumi Nishioka. Akiko Masuda. Chizuko Sumatori. Yuriko Takatsu. Michael Joseph Sholey.
We will now present diplomas to the Doctor of Education graduates.
I would like to ask Dr. Marshall Childs to come forward to assist in the presentation of degrees. Doctor of Education graduates, please rise.
As I call your names, please come forward to receive your hoods and diplomas. Sakai Suzuki. Harumi Kimura. Lance Paul Burrows. Paul Martin Horness.
Now the big moment you've all been waiting for. All graduates, please move your tassel to the left side of your cap. Congratulations. As I mentioned at the beginning of the ceremony, in addition to 2012 being a milestone for our graduates, it is also an important year for TUJ as a whole. 2012 marks the 30th anniversary of Temple University's presence in Japan. TUJ will be celebrating this anniversary all year round with special events, concluding with a symposium to be held in November. We invite you all to continue your association with TUJ through our alumni organization, our distinguished lecture series, and our continuing education courses. Before closing today's ceremony, I would like to acknowledge two groups of individuals who have supported and guided you, our graduates. First, I would like to recognize a group whose contributions to TUJ are vital, but almost always behind the scenes. The members of the TUJ Board of Overseers give generously of their time to provide wise counsel to the university and provide a vital link to the community. Will the members of the TUJ Board of Overseers please rise and be recognized? I would also like to take this opportunity to salute and congratulate the family and friends of the graduates who are here with us today. You have supported and encouraged these graduates, in some cases for many years, and have provided them many, many years in some cases, and have provided them with assistance and advice. In many instances, you have made significant personal sacrifices for them. This day of their accomplishments is also your day. On behalf of the over 35,000 students, 2,700 faculty, and over 300,000 living alumni of Temple University, I thank you for placing your trust in us. This concludes the commencement exercises of Temple University Japan campus for the year 2012. There will be a reception next door in the Taisetsu room immediately following the ceremony. Please join us. Family and friends of the graduates, please remain in your seats until all the graduates have left the room. There will be plenty of time for photography after the ceremony. The 125th commencement exercise at Temple University is officially adjourned. Thank you for coming, and please enjoy today.
Thank you.